Welcome back to Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. I'm Kelsey Dennehy, and I am here with Garrett Drake. Indiana Cream and Crimson are coming off of a big 3-game win weekend against both Bowling Green State University and the Dayton Flyers. So, Garrett, tonight we're playing Denison, the Big Red, 9:20 puck drop, and we're looking at the undefeated Indiana University. Currently, they're on a 10-game winning streak, and we're also looking at Denison, who is currently under 500, and they would need to win both games this weekend to take just the even split. So what do you think we're looking at in terms of competition tonight?
Well, they've got something to play for in both games this weekend, does Indiana, with tonight being senior night and then obviously the pink out tomorrow for breast cancer awareness. So whenever it's a special game like that, you know they're going to come out with full energy, pedal to the metal, full throttle, and we're going to see a couple exciting games over these next couple days.
Yeah, absolutely. So another big thing is we have Brennan McCaskey starting in net tonight. He took home a W last weekend against Bowling Green State University, 6-3, and we know that the Denison Big Red take home about 37.6 shots on net per game. How do we think he's going to start in those first couple minutes? You know, he hasn't played too many games this season, but the ones he have been really strong.
Yeah, he's always gotten tested early this year, and it's going to be different for him because Nathan Chinney was supposed to get the start today, but the ankle wasn't good enough to go. So I think McCaskey found out he was playing as soon as he got to the rink, so not as much time to prepare. But I think he's going to do well. He had the win against Louisville earlier in the season, and he built confidence from that being his first start. As we got a interruption here, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing McCaskey play again. It'll be his 4th start of the year, and I think he's got what it takes.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, you know, we're looking at the Denison Big Red. They've only outshot an opponent once since October, which is a pretty big deal, I think. And, you know, we're looking at goals allowed, 5.25, including D2 teams, 4.77 when they're playing the D3 teams, which is a big difference. So what are we looking at in terms of offense this weekend?
Yeah, Denison definitely gives up a lot of shots. As you mentioned, when you factor out the D3 teams that they kind of beat up on, they're giving up close to 50 shots a game. So Indiana's going to have lots of opportunities to get the puck on the net in this one, and hopefully they'll have some rebound chances. My guess would be that they will. So, you know, they just got to execute the game plan and keep putting them on net.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it is senior night tonight. We're looking to celebrate our 3 Indiana University seniors. Give me the best quality out of the 3 of them, out of the senior class.
Yeah, they've all been leaders ever since they got here. Vladislav Cruz, she's been moving bodies all season down low. Cade Kenyon's the calm, collected guy who, you know, holds the unit together. And Barrett McDaniel, always manning the blue line, getting back. And they've all contributed massively to this program throughout their careers, and it's going to be great to see their ceremony here tonight, and hopefully we can get a win for them.
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we'll be back with the live stream of the senior night broadcast until we get into the game. I'm Kelsey Dennehy here with Garrett Drake, and this is Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. We'll see you in a few.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Frank Southern Ice Arena for the Senior Night festivities here at the Frank. Now we'll take you ice level as PA address. Garrett Drake does the honors. Double trigger, just above the power button on this side. You see the trigger? No, not that. Our next speaker is number 17, Well, that'll do it for our on-ice Senior Night festivities. We'll take a quick break before puck drop and get everyone in our broadcast crew back into position for Denison at the Indiana University Hoosiers right here on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. Well, a gloomy and rainy afternoon has given way to a stormy night here at the Frank Southern Ice Arena for senior night for these Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University skaters as they host the Denison Big Red. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network as the number 8 in the Southeastern region Indiana Hoosiers take on the 32nd Denison Big Red. Indiana with a 17-5-1 record overall and have solidified their spot as second overall in the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League, which the tournament's coming up next week, Garrett.
It's going to be an exciting time, and they've got the last chance to try to work out the rust and get ready for the tournament, but this Indiana team has not been rusty all year. That's one thing we know for sure.
Indiana has won 11 out of their last 12. The only blemish on that record, an overtime loss here at the Frank against St. Louis, where Tommy McDonald took a game misconduct with 30 seconds remaining in the overtime period that ended up costing Indiana a chance to seal off that victory in extra time.
That was going back to that St. Louis game, it was a tough loss. The only loss under Coach Weiss so far, but they've really gone only up since then.
On the other hand, the Denison Big Red have lost a handful of games and haven't even played since the 22nd of January. They've only had 2 games in this calendar year. And the final game for the 2021 calendar year was at Ohio, the Bobcats. They were swept by the Bobcats in pretty clean fashion. And Denison, they may shoot a lot, averaging over 40 shots per game, but they also give up a ton of shots. When you throw away the games they played against Division III opponents, they give up 50 shots a game to their opponents. And for Indiana, these shooters are going to shoot, and they're going to keep on keeping on all night long.
Definitely, Indiana is not a team that you want to give up that many shots to. We've seen them put up some numbers in the 60s and 70s this year, and if you let them get the puck on net, they're going to find the back.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups, namely the netminders for either side. In the cage for the Indiana Hoosiers, the sophomore from Ramsey, New Jersey, Brennan McCaskey, 6'1", 210 pounds, with a 2-0-1 record in 3 games started. Saves about 86% of the shots and a goals allowed average of .457. Last time he entered the score sheet was a win last weekend at Bowling Green. That one finished off 6-3. On the other side of the ice, for Denison, in the net is their junior netminder from Massachusetts, Josh Svedson. A .470 record in 13 games started, with a save percentage of .893 and a goals allowed average of .533. So Garrett, we see both teams with netminders that have pretty high goals allowed on average. And I don't think it would shock either of us if we saw a pretty high scoring evening.
No, we could be in for a barn burner tonight, but Brendan McCaskey has had stretches this year where he's played well, so really it just depends on how he performs today.
As far as Svensson goes, the last 5 games he's seen an average of 48 shots against, so he's had his work cut out for him. That last game he played was a loss at Ohio, 8-4. We'll send it to a quick break so Garrett can hustle over and do the starting lineups over the PA. Before puck drop, Sam Weixler alongside G and Kelsey. This is Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Frank Southern Ice Arena. We've got starting lineups in the national anthem. We'll take you now on ice to Garrett Drake as he's working the PA and giving out the starters. Let's take a listen. The Indiana Hoosiers and the Denison Big Red live from the Frank Southern Ice Arena on senior night for this 2021-2022 campaign. Sam Weixler alongside Garrett Drake on the color. Indiana in their red sweaters looking extra crispy this evening, headed from right to left. And the Denison Big Red not donning red sweaters. This evening they've opted for their gray with the big red stripe across the middle and their cursive naming in the middle as well. We don't have the linesman names, but we'll go with it for the time being. 20 minutes up on the board. Indiana starters, all the seniors as well as Adam Offenbach and Cesarski. Netminders again. McCaskey for Indiana and Svensson for the Big Red. Indiana wins the draw cleanly and immediately playing it right across the far boards in front of the Denison bench. Puck gets lifted into the center and flicked all the way across as offside forced a touch-up. Denison 10-12-0 this season. Indiana 17-5-1 and have won 11 out of the last 12 games. Denison has not won a game since way back in December. Here's Cruz charging toward the net. He uses his body to shield the puck away. Back to Cesarski at the point. He fires a shot through traffic, a big, powerful shot. Fed back to Cesarski, through traffic, off the backboard, and still in play. Denison watches the puck careen in and out of their zone as they'll get a quick change, and Indiana moves the puck to the near side boards. Goodfellow tries to get a chip and chase going, but Indiana got caught by themselves in between a change. We've played 60 seconds. Here's DiLorenzo working the goal line, now through the end zone. Keeps his eyes up and feeds the kicker at the right point. He misses on a shot, and whisk. Here comes the puck the other way. It's Holman, the captain, but stolen as Brandenburg gets bound into the boards. DiLorenzo shot right into the leg pads. The Denison netminder Svensson has some pretty awesome throwback dark leather pads, Garrett.
Yeah, he's got the Marc-Andre Fleury special. He's wearing those this year in Chicago.
Indiana still working the attacking third. They've got Denison hemmed into their zone, but as soon as I say it, Garrett, the puck wobbles right off of kicker's stick.
Indiana's attack has done a good job establishing dominance early so far, and it looks like the crowd was ready to erupt on that slap shot from Cesarski. That one had a chance.
Indiana again trying to get a change, and it was Dimantova trying to sneak behind the Indiana back line. Simino charges at it and pokes it free to McKay. His pass goes through the neutral zone and doesn't find anybody in the right colored sweater. And eventually it ends up on McKay's stick again. Here he is working the goal line, feeds in front, centering pass, no one's home. Simino knocks a man down, and Jeremy scoops up the loose change at center ice. Entering the zone again is Timmons on the near side boards, into the corner and around the trapezoid. Holds it, now feeds to the point. Back outside the circle, working those dashers. Centering pass right under the feet. Simino slashes at it. Can't get it all the way home. We're already 2.5 minutes in, 17:34 to go here in the first. Donuts and goose eggs. Simino behind the cage. Now Kissel jabbing at it. Working it down low. Cesarski lines up a shot. A wrister gloved by Svensson. Boy, he had a hard time seeing that puck as it came whizzing straight to his face.
That was an Ole. Look what I found by Svensson right there. He kind of just flipped his glove up. It appeared he wasn't even looking at the puck, but he was able to squeeze it. Cesarski's letting him rip early.
Well, Denison was scheduled to play the Navy Midshipmen at Ann Arbor, and then a road trip to the Michigan Wolverines Yost Arena that, Garrett, you and I got to travel to, but both of those got snowed out due to the weather that we've been having lately. Fed in front. A big hit as McDonald gets pushed around. Stays on his edges, and now into the corner. Right under Cesarski's skates, and it sails all the way across.
And Sam, here we've seen quite a few pucks just sitting in the crease waiting to be tapped in by Indiana. They've had some good looks early.
You know, Garrett, when we went to practice Tuesday and Thursday, we talked to Coach Weiss, and we listened to when he was giving the team speeches, how important it is to get those tap-in goals, especially when they're just giving them to you. Here comes McDonald on a rush. Shoots a wobbler right past Svensson's glove on the near side and careens into the far side corner. Digging in is Holman. He pushes McDonald down to the ice. McDonald has had himself a week lately. Had a hat trick versus Bowling Green. And Garrett, he didn't even get a single penalty. For the kid that leads the Indiana Hoosiers in penalties, that was an impressive feat.
And he's $100 richer because of it, courtesy of his mother.
I tried to weave that into the post-game report when I wrote it for the website, Garrett, but I haven't added the quote in yet. 16 and a little bit left here in the first. 0-0 the score. Denison in gray, Indiana in red. Ricochets across the neutral zone boards to Kenyon, who flicks it forward. Here's Chambers maneuvering, trying to win the puck back, but it's kicked free off the foot of Whip. Whip cruises past the Indiana bench. Timmons chips it against the glass, and Chambers has to come help him out as well. Flicked along the half dashers. Kenyon lunges and smacks the puck free right in front of the scorer's table. Indiana gets called for the offside as Chambers thought he'd get a second chance and a little bit of a mulligan as Cruz tried to touch up, but to no avail. So 15.5 to go here in the first, no score. And Garrett, I think we've seen just about as many shots as we expected so far. And for Denison, a team that's only played 2 games in 2 months. DiLorenzo, a slap shot, gets deflected down off the bottom of the skate of Seitz. Now a battle ensues in the corner, rugby scrum, as it's pulled forward. Centering pass, bounces and deflects up into the air. Brandenburg thinks about it, now passes and cycles to DiLorenzo. Michelli thinks about it, tries to jam it in, it's back behind the cage again. Rushing in is McKay. He gets dispossessed on the near side, and Denison clears their own zone. Here comes Dimantova. He gets his pocket picked, and McKay weaves around his own blue line yet again. Stretch pass to Brandenburg. He lets it deflect off the tape of his stick, and he'll head to the bench. Indiana gets a full 5 change. No penalties or stoppages as of yet, and DiLorenzo throws his shoulder into a body, and then Cesarski does the same on the far side. Scooping it up is Cass running in. He got his first action of the season last weekend. A lot of fresh faces for Indiana against Bowling Green and Dayton with 14 and a quarter here to go in the first. It's been tough sledding offensively for Indiana in a game that we expected them to put up a couple quick goals early.
Yeah, Tommy made about 7 or 8 stick handles out in front there, but he was unable to get the shot off.
We do need to wish a happy birthday to the junior Jack Null, celebrating his 21st birthday during this week. A quick deflection in front, over to Kissel, and it's off his leg and in! What a fluky, zany, and downright weird way to break open the scoring. 1-0, Indiana draws first blood. 14:07 to go here in the first. And Jack Kissel, the junior, has his 13th goal of the season, still trailing Will Jeremy for the team lead by 1. But what a way to put the puck in the net. A fiery crowd on hand here at the Frank. Not the most raucous we've seen. I think, Garrett, you and I would both agree that the Louisville crowd was the most exciting to be around here in the bleachers.
No question.
On another rush, here's Jeremy. Weaves through traffic, gets bodied. Puck flies into the air, smacking at it is Svensson. Like a cat jumping out to hit the mouse. Here's McKay, lines up a shot, but is pushed off the puck. On a run the other way, Michael Goldman dumps it in and lets Denison get all 5 fresh pairs of legs out there. Here comes Kicker behind his own net, trying to quarterback the offense. Little blitz happening as Denison pushing all the way up front the ice. Caught in between, Jeremy weaves through the slot. Simino shoots, gloved down and deflected. And now some friendly or maybe unfriendly words being exchanged in front of Svensson and the Denison net. 13.5 to go here in the first. 1-0, Indiana on top after Jack Kissel took one in the leg and took it for the team, watching the puck bounce into the back of the net in the process.
And if Svensson wasn't awake before the game, he most certainly is now. He's seen a flurry of shots here in the past few minutes.
Face-off will come to the stick side of the aforementioned Josh Svensson from Northborough, Massachusetts, and Tabor Academy. Battle in front of the cage. McKay looks at it and instead retreats. Headed the other way is Tommy Wraith. He's moving around the right circle, gets a little bit of a push from behind and dumps the puck into the corner. Little give and go to himself as Denison holds the line, but not before it's kicked across the blue by Chambers. We received word from the head coach of Denison, Jeff German, in his 7th season at the helm, that their bus broke down on the way. They had a flat tire on I-465 as the linesman on the near side takes a spill. And Garrett, you and I both drive frequently between the north side of Indianapolis and Bloomington, and 465 on a Friday is nothing to mess around with. So we definitely feel for him in that situation.
That's not a good place to get stuck either if the bus breaks down.
Hand pass called on the ice, so with 12:31 to go here in the opening frame of the weekend, we'll have a face-off again in Denison's side of the ice.
The linesman closest to us at the blue line here took a little stumble, and the crowd was letting him hear it a little bit, but he appears to be all right.
Stepping into the draw, that's Rink against Brandenburg. Whacked by Cesarski, punched out of the air by Svensson and into the far corner. DiLorenzo finds it at the toe of his stick, but it's poked away. Sliding around is Lempia. He gets the puck stolen away from him as DiLorenzo dipsy-doos around him in the corner. DiLorenzo trying to carry it out of trouble, finally feeds to Brandenburg, and Cesarski, a long shot in traffic and gloved by Svensson to halt play at 12:05. 1-0 the score, Indiana on top of Denison after Jack Kissel may or may not have kicked that puck in. It looked like he just took it right off the side of the leg. And I'm surprised that it didn't catch him in a worse spot.
And that was already the 4th shot of the period for the captain, Nathan Cesarski. They're trying to get him involved early.
Kicker gets spun around at the attacking blue line, and the puck glances in. Now to Goodfellow, who gets beat on the backside. Here comes Seitz, shooting, kicked away by McCaskey. Second chance opportunity, he paddles it away this time into the far corner. Another centering pass, and Indiana charging to help out their netminder, who's only played in a handful of games. This will be McCaskey's fourth game started rather. We mentioned the last time he was out was on Saturday night at the Slater Family Ice Arena, the Madhouse on Mercer. Indiana on a rush. McDonald dangling, tries to go backhand. Still holds on to it, trying to do the work all by himself. Feeding in front, Simino and No gets tangled up. A little push from behind, he's not thrilled. As Denison gets new guys on, a quick line change. Indiana thinking about it. Now Trevor Seitz rushing into the near corner. Centering pass never makes it there. And lunging at the puck is Wraith again. Denison without the services of their top scorer. Nola slap shot. Trapped by the legs of Svensson to stop play with a tick under 11 to go in the first. And Garrett, as we were saying, Oliver Jeannot is the team leader with 32 points for Denison. He's got 10 goals and 12 assists. The next highest number is 10 goals. And the next highest points total is 19. So compared to that 32, Denison really without their star power and their scoring power as well.
Yeah, there's no question that he's the heart and soul of this team, and he's also among the team leaders in penalty minutes with 26 as well. But that doesn't compare to the numbers that Indiana's put up in that category.
Face off to the stick side of McCaskey. He watches Indiana win the draw before giving it right back to Denison. Near side to Tommy Wraith. His centering pass gets swatted out of the air by Cesarski, swinging his hand wildly. Cesarski gets back in on the action as the puck wobbles and rolls end over end to Svensson, who paddles it free to the defenseman Lempia. We do have a power play up on the board. No signal was given to us, but Jack Knoll sits in the box for what we have to assume is a slash. Here comes Indiana on a shorthanded chance. And Svensson takes it cleanly off the shoulder, bouncing it to a defenseman. 10:15 to go in the first, 1-0 Indiana. Again, a forecheck on the shorthanded opportunity. Knoll still has 69 seconds remaining in his stay in the box. Indiana gets a few fresh skaters out onto the ice, and Denison tries to get a change as they move on forward. Again, Indiana, with a man down in the box, forces Denison to hold play and stop it with under 10 to go. We've reached the halfway point of this first period. And the shorthanded opportunities, Garrett, have come in bunches already.
Yeah, I'm not for sure why Knoll got put in the box. The only thing I could think of would be a possible interference down low, or maybe a cross-check, but those have got to be the only couple possibilities.
Offie wins the draw and pins it up against the boards with 50 seconds remaining on that power play counter. Near side, that's the transfer. Ben Farrell, he takes a hit as Chambers pokes the puck free. A big swing right in the face of Goodfellow. He was not thrilled, and neither are the fans.
That should have been a high stick right there. He was swinging. He didn't even know Goodfellow was there.
A baseball swing by the transfer from Connecticut, Ben Farrell. I should say the Connecticut area, not the university. Played free to the far side. Here's Humphreys on a rush. Has a shot. Kicked away by McCaskey into the near corner. Another chip off the glass. A centering pass, and Offenbach moves in to scoop it free. He backhand scoops it out of the zone. And so 10 seconds are left on that Jack Knoll minor. Knoll this season just had 8 penalty minutes, which is nowhere near the top of the charts for Indiana. He vacates the zone as the puck is whacked away from Seitz's stick in the Indiana trapezoid. McKay spinning around at the goal line. And the puck reverbs all the way in front of Indiana's bench. Another chance for Kissel, who's already got one tonight. Leaves it off for Simino. He works the slot. Jeremy a shot, paddled away. Now the waffle board by Svensson. Fed back down low. Kissel kicks it to the near side to Jeremy, who's trying to use his small stature to the best of his abilities. McKay works that near side point, and Roulette wheels it all the way around to the far corner where Kissel throws a shoulder around and leaves it for Timmons. A quick snapper from the far point. Goes wide. I don't believe Svensson had to make any save on that one, Garrett.
No, that was the easiest one he's had all night.
McKay dipsy-doos in the neutral zone, leaving it off for Kissel. By himself with some space. Shoots, kicked away. Second chance, no good. Jeremy tried to make something happen as he charged into the play for the rebound.
And Sam, we talked about the rebounds in the pregame, and we've seen plenty of them already in the Denison zone.
Icing has been called. Denison threw it too far with not enough space in front of him. So clock stopping at 7:54 to go in period number 1. The score still 1-0.
and he's not on the ice right now. But number 15, Trevor Seitz from Denison, we don't see many people that even come close to comparing in size to Nathan Cesarski, but he's a big body out there.
Draw in the Denison zone. Cesarski a slap shot, a redirect right in front of the cage. Does not find pay dirt as Krusch yanks it free in the slot. Fighting and getting his body in front. There's Cass, leaves it for Kenyon. He works around. Krusch, sharp angle. A second chance, no good. Another good kick save by the pillows of Svensson. Whacking it away, and Svensson pops out of the crease to make a play by himself, like an extra defenseman out there. Chambers feeds to the soft side to Kenyon. His shot glances off the glass and gets knocked back to him as Cesarski works the blue line. Thinks about a slapper, through traffic, shot right into the leg of Kenyon. Still pushing in front of the cage, point blank. Knocked away, the goalie doesn't have a paddle, and now the whistle's been blown as pushing and shoving became more important than actually finding the puck in that sequence, Garrett.
Wow. Svensson has been busy in this first period, and that's what we expected coming into this one, but he's going to have a hard time making it through the next 40 minutes.
We talked about how many shots he sees on average. The last 5 times he's been in between the pipes, just shy of 48 shots on average that he's had to defend. Brandenburg takes it off the backside of his stick, but Denison pops it into the sky and the netting in front of us. So 7 minutes even on the big board here at the Frank. Sam Weixler alongside Garrett Drake. Kelsey Dennehy, your pregame, intermission, and postgame host, working on the tech and the camera. As we're down a man this evening, our usual tech expert Ben Standard had to head to Chicago and Indianapolis, we believe, for some family events. Rushing the other way is Wraith, giving up to the near side, that's Whip. Moving through traffic, a shot never finds the cage, and Michele steps in front. Push back to Brandenburg, chipping it off the blue line, paint on the boards. As Denison has to go into full retreat. Indiana moving their lines around. Over the past 2 weeks, they've had many different changes. Garrett, we say that Indiana's had their lines shifted around and shuffled like a deck of cards before play starts on the back of the bus during the road trip. Battle in the far corner, Indiana on the attack. Michele takes a big hit. Offenbach a slap shot. He doesn't quite get all of it. And spinning around at his own blue line is Whip. Now over toward a quick shot by Denison. That's Wraith who rings the iron. Still 1-0 as McKay pops it free. Somehow the deflection finds his stick again, and it's forward to Offenbach giving chase. Moving in before him is Ben Sherman, the senior from Naples, Florida, for Denison. Here's Offenbach looking, feeding to the backside. Swing and a shot over the bar, and bounces off the glass, and the lineman, it looks like he may have caught that in the elbow. McDonald wraparound, couldn't get it to go from point blank, as Denison really having trouble clearing their own blue line. Cesarski watches it pop right in front of his nose and into the Denison bench to stop play with 5:36 in period number 1. Shots on net so far, 17-3. Garrett, now that's starting to look like what we expected.
Indiana came out on senior night with all the energy, which is what we expected them to do, but they really lived up to their word, and they're trying to get this win for the 3 seniors.
Well, the draw, just a stride outside the Denison zone, won by Indiana. Cass feeds to Cesarski. A shot through traffic, doesn't find the cage. Off target, and Jeremy moves around the far side. Now through traffic, trying to make his way into the slot as it glances off his skate boot. Into the corner, Svensson thinks about coming out for it, but decides better of it. And now it's Jeremy digging into the corner. Cesarski, a wrister, bounces off traffic back to the reverse side of the cage. It hit the wrong side of the netting, Garrett.
And you just got to think that Skis is going to get one.
Another feed in front. Kitzel can't get to it. He lunges at the puck, and it's tied up right behind the Denison cage. Under 5 to play. We're through 15 minutes. Here in the first frame, Indiana up by a single tally. Cesarski a slap shot. A muffin that wobbles away from his stick at the last second. He pokes it free to himself again. Now into the high slot. Glove down by Kissel. Nearly had a second from right in front. Fed to Cesarski. From the slot, kicked away. Right leg of Svensson coming in handy as of late. Cesarski weaving through traffic. We don't usually see him do all the dancing around. But this time it is him doing most of the work and the heavy lifting.
That was a good play by Barnett right there, number 26, to keep the puck in momentarily.
4:20 to go. In this first period, the puck gets kicked and redirected back in front of McCaskey as Denison tries to center it. Up into the ceiling, and play stops as those rafters here at the Frank Southern Ice Arena came back to bite Indiana this time. Garrett, we've talked about it once or twice, but we've not had that many games at the Frank this year. For those of you that are unfamiliar, my predecessor, Casey Roll, who's now broadcasting college hockey in the NCAA, said that the rafters, however, are 32 feet from the ice level to the metal. Shot through traffic. Salerno couldn't get his stick all the way onto it, and it wobbles toward Krusch. He pushes it off of his end and takes a big hip check right into the boards in front of Denison.
Vlad didn't even flinch. That was the special thing about it.
A hit that would make Konstantinov or Kronwall proud. Under 4 to play. Feeding down low. Chambers backhand, no look to Krusch on the far side before it's corralled by Podesta. Another centering pass. Here comes Goodfellow looking at it. Flicks it free. Knocked down by the waffle board of Svensson.
Another rebound right there as well.
A quick deflection. Krusch backside. Just missed the cage on the opportunity. That you don't get much like that. 3.5. A shot through traffic and leaping out like a first baseman to secure the puck out of the air is Svensson. A raucous crowd standing up now here at the Frank. 3:18 in the opening frame of action.
In case you were wondering at home, Nathan Cesarski is already up to 9 shots in the first period, and a lot of them have been from the exact same spot, even with the right faceoff circle from the blue line.
Draw one to the backside now as Timmons tried to chip it over the netminder. Still working and moving around. Tries a Michigan, and it flies off the edge of his stick. Garrett, we've seen it plenty in the NHL now, and we almost saw it for the second time here in Indiana. Michelli flicks the puck free to Timmons behind the cage. Timmons has no goals this season. That would have been his first. Hard to believe, Garrett. Barrett McDaniel, one of the seniors this evening, charges in using every bit of his frame to push the puck free. McKay cleans the puck up as Timmons gets bodied. A clean hit shoulder on shoulder, and the thread pass by Brandenburg gets sonked out as he heads to the bench. Indiana a full change.
Barrett McDaniel did a great job of stopping that rush on the last play. He went all the way across the ice to get there.
McDaniel, 5'6", 140 pounds, but he makes use of it every chance he gets. A hard skater, a fast skater, and is a defensive stalwart over the past few years for this Indiana team. 2 and change in the first. Indiana 1-0 over the Denison Big Red here on senior night. Cesarski moves around, through the shot, shoots off the post. It's back out of play on the far side. Skis nearly had himself a goal, and McDonald finds the puck at his stick on the far corner. Leaves it to Offenbach, working the goal line, feeds in front, no one was home. And it's 9-ironed up and out of play as Indiana tries to retreat and push the puck free right in front of the cage, and we're gonna have a penalty shot. As it appeared, Duncan Humphreys, the freshman right winger for Denison, was caught from behind.
And that was almost 10th time the charm for Nathan Cesarski right there, but just couldn't sneak it past the post. You heard the ding from all the way over here as well. That was a howitzer sent at the net. And it looks like we're just going to get a power play here. The Indiana penalty is going to go on Max Barnett.
Well, Indiana is incredibly lucky that they did not get tagged with a penalty shot, as it didn't look like there was anybody right in front of the netminder, McCaskey. Drawing Indiana's third of the action. Poked free and knocked all the way across 185 feet as Svensson plays it to a D-man. That's Nick Salerno moving in. And we've got just under 90 seconds remaining in this first 20 minutes. Wobbles under Yavari's skate blades, and Indiana again pushing it free. Barnett sitting in the bench for 2 minutes. That unless his sentence ends up being commuted via a goal by Denison, he'll sit for the start of the second period as well. Before the second period starts, however, make sure to check in during the intermission for the Indiana Hockey Intermission Show. Kelsey Dennehy will be on that one, keeping you updated with all the stats, and Garrett will be on there for some analysis as well. Rushing the other way, here's Tommy Wraith moving through traffic. He tries to make something happen, but instead it's kicked into the corner where Timmons battles and pushes a man away to get the puck free. Farrell watches it roll over the tip of his stick, and it's poked away by Jeremy. Can't quite get anything going, but here's McDonald scooping it up. Plays it to a man, backside, McCabe. His shot gets kicked over toward McDonald, who weaves around. T-Mac tries to feed the near side point, but no one was home.
That was a great setup right there, Sam.
20 seconds to go in the period. Puck sails through the sky and apparently smacked some iron up top to stop play with just over 11 seconds to go. Pardon me, 17.2 on the clock. Garrett, some rinks have great sight lines. Others don't quite have the line of vision we'd like.
Ours does not, to say the least.
Draw in Indiana's territory, under 20 seconds to go. Won by the Big Red, but pushed free. The Big Red in their big gray sweaters, Garrett. Barnett still sitting down with the plethora of netminders who are backups this evening, and it looks like they're working the stats. So the horn sounds and the lights turn on to signal the end of the first period. After 20 physical minutes, the score, Indiana 1 and Denison 0. Shots on goal appear to be 19-4 in favor of Indiana, and the hits 3-2 in favor of the Cream and Crimson.
Indiana came out and did what they needed to do early. Nathan Cesarski, that was the most aggressive I've seen him play all year. He got to double-digit shots in the first frame and run one off the bar. But it's going to be a long day, as we mentioned, the rest of the way for Svensson, and he's already been tested early. But so far, he's held his ground, only giving up that one goal that Kissel might have kicked in.
Well, we'll have to check the scorer's table on the far side of the ice to see who got the apples on that one, the helpers, if you will. But in the meantime, we're going to take a break. Kelsey and Garrett will get lined up for the intermission show. And Indiana will head to the locker room to catch their breath. 1-0 the score after 20. This is Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. I'm Kelsey Dennehy here with Garrett Drake. Garrett, it has been an interesting period for sure. The Hoosiers are up 1-0 off of the lone goal from Jack Kissel, who we aren't too sure whether it deflected off of a leg or a skate or something, but goal's a goal, counted. We almost saw a penalty shot. Let's hear your thoughts on this period.
Yeah, that Kissel goal was real close, but in the end of the day, it's going to count. But Indiana came out. They were buzzing in the beginning. They were flying all around the ice. Really, the puck was in the offensive zone the entire period, and we saw a lot of shots on net. And the assist for that goal that Kissel scored went to Jeremy and Goodfellow, so they were able to get in the score sheet. But Indiana did everything that they needed to, and props to the keeper for Denison. He's played a great half so far, and he saw a lot of shots, but only let in one. So,
absolutely, we're looking at 19-4 shots, Indiana up, and I have to say, most of those shots come from Captain Nathan Cesarski. Let's hear a little bit about his game tonight.
Yeah, he hit double-digit shots in the first period, and a lot of them were from the same spot, right out on the blue line near the right faceoff dot. But a couple of them went wide, but other than that, all of them had good chances of going in. He drew iron on one of them, and he's just slinging rockets in there. So you got to think one of them's going to get in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hopefully he can poke one home. Hopefully it's a slapper, but you never know. We'll see what happens. Looking at goaltending, you know, we have Denison goaltender who is practically standing on his head at this point, and we've got McCaskey, who is also...
And McCaskey's done a good job at covering up the puck, so that has to continue if Indiana wants to have success, and so far McCaskey's done a good job of that.
Absolutely. All right, we're looking to get into the second frame. 1-0 Indiana. I'm Kelsey Dennehy with Garrett Drake. This is Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.
And we're back and ready to roll for the start of period number 2 from the Frank Southern Ice Arena. Max Barnett will head to the penalty box to finish off the 20-some-odd seconds left on the power play for Denison. And Indiana up 1-0 after one period. Jack Kissel got a odd deflection goal down in the crease. I'm Garrett Drake on the play-by-play. Alongside me is Kelsey Dennehy for period number 2. And the boys are hitting the face-off circle, getting ready to kick this one off from center ice. And so far, Kelsey, this has been a very fast-paced game, on both sides.
Absolutely, they're moving this.
Referee drops the puck, and Indiana wins the opening face-off of the period. That one is sent back in behind the Denison net to be taken there by Limpia. He sends it down ice. It was fumbled and lost right there by Whiff, and now Indiana controls with Matt McKay. He gets shoved from behind and bullied off the puck. Whiff gets it back. Denison unable to get anything going on that, and Indiana trying to get out of the zone, and now they do. Kenyon into the attack. Looks across. They tried to set up Krush. He was just unable to get his stick on that one. Kenyon wrapping around the net, now reversing back to the other side. Griffin Timmons flips that one in behind. Kenyon is there once again to control. That shot got deflected before it ever reached the net. And Svensson hasn't had many easy saves tonight, but that was one of them. A deflection out in front. Krush got a finger on it. They don't know where the puck is. There's still no signal, and the net came off of its borings there. So we're going to have a quick stoppage. That was very close, and I think the officials lost sight of it fairly early in that scramble. Indiana wins the draw and keeps the puck in the attacking zone. A big hit along the boards there. As a lot of pushing and shoving ensuing. DiLorenzo was stuck on the ground and the puck was underneath him. Here's a shot by Kicker that got deflected away right there by Canelos for Denison. And they're able to clear.
I've got 5-2 us the shot so far.
Will Kicker sets up behind his own net, and we're going to get a stoppage. It's going to be an icing.
You know, one thing I've noticed too with Svensson is he's very good in the scrambles, which is something we haven't seen with opposing goaltenders, in a while. And that's something that Indiana has had a hard time capitalizing with.
He's not afraid to lay out and use his whole body to try to get the puck. And we've seen that a couple times today. Sights behind the net being contested by a couple Indiana players, and it was not kept in by Barnett there, so Indiana will reset with Cesarski. McDaniel whiffed on the pass. Knoll sends it off the boards and in behind Svensson. Denison able to control and avoid any further damage, but now the puck kept in. Knoll got his stick knocked off of it. Now he controls. Good hustle right there by Jack Knoll. That shot reached McCaskey, and he's able to get the glove on it in front of a diving DiMantova who was right up in his grill.
We've seen a lot of dives, a lot of face on the floor tonight.
DiMantova looked like Bobby Orr a little bit right there.
Except he wasn't scoring any goals.
No. Not quite as impressive. Indiana wins the draw with McKay, and they play it around to Timmons on the near side. He puts on the brakes behind the net and plays pitch and catch with McKay. Timmons tried reaching Simino up the boards, but his pass was cut off and intercepted by Sherman. Simino trying to work through the neutral zone. He finds McKay. Again, another big hit there by Rivari. And the boards are starting to slam right in front of our ambient mic. It's getting loud here. Simino again with the puck.
He tried getting that one in the neutral zone, and now Jeremy brings it in on the rush. It got knocked away at the last second. A good stick right there by Jack Duane. Kissel in the near corner. Gets bodied off the puck, but it's kept by McKay. Kissel puts one on net. That was stopped with the blocker. The puck is still loose. And now we've got a mad scramble out in front, but the play is blown dead. We've already seen countless times today the puck just sitting in the crease waiting to be tapped in by an Indiana player.
Absolutely. That's something they are normally pretty on top of. At least they have been under Coach Weiss, is that net front presence. That's really how they're putting home goals.
16 and a half minutes to go in period number 2. It's still 1-0 Indiana. Kenyon plays it back in. Chambers takes a big hit along the boards, and that's going to draw a penalty. It looks like it's going to go against Joey Holman, the captain for this Denison team.
That was a big hit. Immediately you heard the entire crowd just go, ooh.
He's not in the box very often. He only has 18 minutes on the season, now about to be 20.
Well, that's a lot less than our leading man.
And let's see if Indiana can capitalize on their first man advantage of the night. They control the faceoff with Jack Kissel, who gets it up to Kenyon at the blue line. Kissel on the far side gets hit into his own bench a little bit there. Now a battle for it. Sees Tommy McDonald coming out of the near corner. McDonald sends it back to McKay. Kenyon flings one in the center, and McDonald got a great look, but it was knocked out by a body out in front. We've seen the defensemen for Denison getting in the way of pucks a lot more than they were in the first. Kenyon trying to find an open lane. That one is going to be cleared all the way down to kill off some time. There's still 1:10 to go on the man advantage, and they nearly get a break with DiLorenzo, but the pass missed him. That one kept in by Krusch. No player behind the net to retrieve, however. Less than a minute to go on the power play. Michelli working his way down, now reverses track. Goodfellow back to Michelli. DiLorenzo all the way across the ice. They leave it off. Here's one by Goodfellow that got deflected out in front. We've seen that a couple times already these past couple minutes, and that one by Goodfellow is gloved down by Svensson.
The Denison penalty kill has done a great job of keeping Indiana to the outside of their zone and making sure that shots on net are getting bodies out of the way so that their goaltender can see what puck is coming.
They've done a lot better job, as you mentioned, of just keeping the puck from reaching the net, something that we saw a lot of in the first. Kissel tried flipping one on right off the faceoff, but it went wide. Kissel gets the puck back, working his way in. That one blocked away by Svensson. A scramble for the puck, sees McDonald come out with it. We've got a stick on the ground, and here comes Denison on the rush. A cross ice pass got knocked away. And we're gonna have a penalty on Matt McKay here. So it'll be 4-on-4 for 9 seconds. And then Denison will go to the man advantage.
It's interesting the past couple of weeks that they've had a little bit of a struggle keeping their power play going without getting another penalty.
Yeah, there's no question they've committed penalties while on the man advantage several times in these past weeks or so, and it's definitely something they got to clean up before the TSCHL tournament. Indiana wins the faceoff as Brandenburg hits the deck, and that one will be sent all the way down for an icing.
apologize for a little bit of technical difficulties over here. Our cords are a little bit short.
HDMI cord slipped out, no big deal. Denison trying to do something on the man advantage here. Their power play has struggled a bit this year, hovering around 20%. Semino able to get in the way there, and they nearly get a shorthanded opportunity with Brandenburg flying in. Brandenburg flips it up to himself off the boards, and now a battle for the puck in the near corner. They're still fighting for it down there. There's about 5 or 6 players battling. And a big open ice hit as Barnett hit the deck. He gets up quickly and returns to his defensive position. Denison has still been unable to get past the neutral zone on this man advantage. Good job by Barnett trying to push Yavari off the puck right there. Here's a slapper hit away with the waffle board by McCaskey. And now they'll have to reset once again. 40 seconds remaining on the Indiana penalty kill. Good clear by Semino right there to use up some more time, and they're going to get a line change. They bring it through the neutral zone. Bringing the puck in now is Michael Goldman. Goldman leaves it off. Here's a shot that went high over the net by Ethan Whiff. And there's now 15 seconds remaining on the Denison power play. From the blue line, it's sent in, and a beautiful block by Offenbach as he laid out for that one. McCaskey might have had to make a save there, and Indiana's able to clear. We're back to even strength. The penalty kill has been really good for the Hoosiers lately, and they do it again. That one cleared as the puck re-entered the neutral zone. Everybody would have had to touch up, so Goodfellow just sent it in. And they score right off the bat. What a shot by Will Kicker.
If you heard me accidentally gasp, it was because I don't think anybody was expecting that shot to go in. And all of a sudden, right over Svensson's left shoulder, puck pops right in.
What a play by Kicker. He just sent it on net and it found its way through.
There is always something to say for a player that just gets pucks on net.
A big collision there at center ice with Kissel and Justin Rink for Denison. Now Indiana on another rush. Jeremy gets pushed off the puck at the last second by Ben Sherman. So Will Kicker picks up his second goal in as many weeks as he scored in last Friday's game at Perry Park, up by Perry Meridian against Bowling Green. Semino in the near corner. Cesarski sends in another one, but that one didn't even get past the faceoff dot, and they score again! Kissel's got number 2 on the night! Jack Kissel was waiting down by the crease, and he was able to find pay dirt as he got that one past Svensson. Indiana now leading 3-0.
Indiana's offense has really got going in the second period. You know, their power play, they were able to kind of get it together, start generating, and even on the penalty kill, they were on a roll. They had it in their own zone and were just kind of flying through, and it definitely has paid off.
And we're going to go to a 4-on-4 here, it appears, after the goal. In the box for Indiana, it is Andrew Chambers. So there must have been some pushing and shoving after the play. Indiana wins the face-off, and McDonald trying to find some open ice. He quickly skates his way through, tried passing to himself. That puck deflected high. McDonald still has the puck as he was kicking it all the way through the neutral zone. And now he'll reset. He leaves the puck off for Max Barnett. Barnett flips one on, and that one went high up into the ceiling. With 11:12 to go and 4-on-4 action for the next minute and 36 seconds.
The Hoosiers defenseman has played a really, really big part in their offensive attack, especially in this game, but in the past few games as well.
Brandenburg wins the draw. That one flipped on by Barnett, had to be waffle boarded away by Svensson. That one got on the net quick. And they nearly found a leak out with Yavari, but it was intercepted by Indiana. The puck is pitched in behind the net. And taking it the other way for Denison is Tommy Wraith. Michelli takes a big hit from behind. No call there, and here comes Indiana the other way. Timmons whipped it. He got sonked at the last second as he had an open look at the net there. There's a battle for it behind with Timmons. The game is getting very physical here in these past couple minutes. Timmons hits the deck. And they're still fighting for it down there out in front. Michelli, the puck found Timmons again, but he was unable to hit it. And now there's 40 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4 as kicker goes back to retrieve. Kenyon flying into the zone. He leaves it off. Brandenburg looks like he might have been hooked a little bit, but no call. Kicker goes all the way back to retrieve the clear. And they're going to have probably time for one more rush here before the spacing shrinks down a little bit. Indiana plays very well in the 4-on-4, especially here at the front. Kenyon flips one on. It's still loose. Chambers gets pushed down from behind. No call from the officials. And the physicality is continuing to step up. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey as the 4-on-4 comes to an end. Neither team able to capitalize on the spacing. Chambers tried sending it to Kenyon, but the puck goes behind him. McDonald whirls around out in front. Kenyon had a great look there, but it was blocked away. That one rang off the boards to the other side by Nick Podesta. And we're going to have a penalty against Denison here, it appears.
The Denison defense.
It's going to go against Kenyon, I guess.
Oh.
I don't know if Kenyon said something to the officials or they caught him for a too many men on the ice. I didn't quite see what happened, but it looked like he was getting back into the bench when they called it.
He's looking like he's asking and inquiring inside the box over there.
8 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in period number 2. Denison on the man advantage. Indiana has had some shorthanded attacks, however, as a big hit along the boards made by Semino. Gliding with the puck is Nick Salerno out in front. He tried to find Tommy Wraith, who had a one-time opportunity, but it was blocked away by McCaskey. A beautiful move by Jeremy to get the puck into the zone. 2-on-1 for Indiana. He finds just out of the reach of Semino right there. That would have been an easy tap in for number 27. We got a offside here, as Indiana had to retreat back to the neutral zone. A minute to go on the penalty kill. Indiana already killed one off a few minutes ago, and Denison really hasn't had that many great opportunities up a man. Good job by Barrett McDaniel using the body to get low there. Now with the puck is Tommy Wraith playing it back up toward the blue line. A slap shot sent in. That was off the stick of Yavari, and a good job by McCaskey cover. That got a bit chaotic right there, Kelsey.
Yeah, kind of hard to follow, too. I think even the refs were having a little bit of trouble.
32 seconds remaining on the penalty for Denison. For the power play, I should say. They're able to win the draw and keep the puck in the offensive zone. Out on the blue line. Seitz sends it in behind. Goodfellow retreats down to block that one, and a beautiful clearance by Offenbach is going to use up the majority of the time remaining. They find Holman creeping in. He shoots one, and that one went off the glove of McCaskey. That's going to do it for the power play. There's only 5 seconds left, and we're back to even. 7 minutes to go in the second period from the Frank. That one flipped high over the net by Krusch. They nearly found him again out in front, but he got pushed away. Ethan Whiff tried to make a dandy move right there, and now here comes Chambers with McKay. And it went off the skate of McKay. He tried finding Chambers again from behind the net, but it went wide. Griffin Timmons plays it over to Kenyon. Kenyon quickly skating down towards Gretzky's alley, centers it, and that one nearly got tapped in by Chambers. They've had so many opportunities with the puck just down by the net. It's got to make you wonder how they only have 3 goals. Krusch gets another one right there as he got tangled up a little bit as he heads to the bench. Timmons just flips that one in, so Indiana, Timmons trying to get off the ice here, and he finally is able to. Cesarski gets chased down from behind by Demontova, and now here comes DiLorenzo with Michelli to his left. He flips one on, and it is gloved down by Svensson. 5:56 to go here in period number 2. And really the stories remain the same, Kelsey. Indiana continuing to dominate the shots.
Yeah, 18-9 right now. And it's definitely showing on the scoreboard, if not totally showing.
Denison is able to win this draw from the near face-off circle. Behind the net, it's centered out in front. Michelli couldn't quite get the handle on it. And we've seen that a few times as well. McCaskey comes out of his net, and he got lucky there as it hit the side. He might have came out a little too far on that one. They got a shot off before he could get back to his position, but it hit the side of the net. A near fortunate bounce for Denison right there. They're battling for the puck in the near corner, pushing and shoving with Cesarski and Yavari. The puck is still loose and they score. McCaskey was scrambling for it, trying to cover, and it ends up in the back of the net.
There was a lot of action going on over there. I mean, you got Cesarski kind of doing a little interference dance over in the corner.
And it looks like it was Yavari who picked up the goal there, who was just going at it with Cesarski, as you talked about. So with 5 and change to go, Denison able to get on the board. It's 3-1. McDaniel chasing after it. He gets pushed off the puck by Seitz. McDonald weaving his way from the faceoff dot. He sent one on that nearly found the net but went just wide. Goodfellow gets that one poked off his stick, and Will Kicker has to go back to retrieve in the neutral zone. And they're going to get Denison for an offside here, as Canelos was bringing that one in, and it looked like he was ready to rip a shot.
Denison's strength this period has been in the position of their sticks, including their goaltender. I mean, they've done a lot of poking and a lot of prodding across the entire ice.
Their physical play has been one aspect that they've even been on the same level as Indiana here early. We've seen some big hits on both sides. Simoneau looking for an open lane. He finds Jeremy out in front, and he scores on the one-timer. Will Jeremy from Aiden Simoneau. He picks up his 15th goal of the year. What a beautiful feed cross ice that was, and it was a wide open lane to the back of the net. They get the goal right back. Literally less than a minute after giving up their 3-goal lead. They're now up 3 once again at 4-1. Jeremy trying to work it back up once again here. They stay onside, he fires, and that shot got knocked away at the last second as it couldn't quite get off his stick. Good job by Simoneau there to try to cut that passing lane off. And now he brings the puck the other way. They find Jeremy, who was unable to handle it. Bouncing puck now, kept in the zone by Kissel. Out in front, that one blocked away. That was McKay looking to get that one towards the net. He again fires it on, and it's gloved away by Svensson. Krusch with the keep in. He works his way in and fires. He tried to go to the backhand, but lost the puck once again. These pucks must be a little slippery tonight. Barnett sends a shot in, and that went right into the glove of Svensson with 3:28 to go in the period.
Nathan Cesarski's played a prominent role in this period and in the teams being able to go up by 3 goals. He is just firing shots left and right and feeding some very good passes to his teammates as well.
He hasn't quite had as many shots as he did in the first, but he's been drawing a lot more defensive attention. The face-off controlled by Cruz. She flips one on. That was off the blocker. And the puck is still loose out in front. They fire, and another save by Svensson. He's faced well over 40 shots by now. That puck sent into neutral ice, and bringing it in for Denison is Michael Goldman. He gets leveled into the boards by Cesarski, and Indiana able to control with Barnett, who plays it to Kenyon. Cesarski has that pass cut off. He gets it back. And now Vladislav Cruz trying to go to work. He tried to wrap that puck behind him, but it was knocked away at the last second by Humphreys. Kenyon nearly got in on the far side. And behind the net the puck goes. It's still loose out in front, and Cruz, oh, what a play. Svensson reached out with the glove and took that puck right off of Cruz's stick.
He thought he was going to be able to poke it through underneath his glove, and Svensson said absolutely not.
And Vlad's had a couple close opportunities today. You know he'd for sure love to get one on senior night.
He's hungry for it for sure.
And he's been close really for the past couple weeks. He's had a lot of opportunities, just gotten some unfortunate bounces. DiLorenzo working his way in. That one was blocked away with the waffle board. Fighting for the puck and winning the battle is Brandenburg. Now Denison able to control, but they give it right away to Brandenburg. Lots of changes in possession here as DiLorenzo with a good poke check from behind. Indiana touches up, and now they chase after the puck. DiLorenzo goes cross ice. That one finds the stick of Michelli. He shoots, and that one went wide as it might have been deflected there by Canelos. Michelli under the net, leaves it off for Brandenburg. They set it up with Goodfellow, who flips one in, and there were 2 Indiana players charging in, Michelli and DiLorenzo, but they couldn't get their stick on it. The puck is now under Drew Michelli. He gets pushed off of it. And Denison will stop the madness with 1:27 to go. Kicker. They got a 2-on-1 here with McDonald and DiLorenzo. McDonald shoots, but it goes wide. They keep the puck in, and that one went right onto the stick of Whip right there. It looks like this puck is a bouncy ball with the way it's just flying all over the place. We're now under a minute to play as we get a whistle. McCaskey will cover that one. 55 seconds to go.
Like you said, the puck is bouncing in a lot of weird ways tonight, and with that, it's kind of like a little bit of a game of whack-a-mole trying to control it and get it to stay down and be able to make some plays.
Denison controls the face-off. This is Holman with the puck. He gets knocked off of it, and that one was able to be kept in. Out in front, McCaskey gets the glove on it. There were 2 Denison players right down there. It was Goldman and Holman, and they were able to stop that one from bouncing in. .44 and change seconds to go. Denison wins the draw, but they give it right away. McDonald rushing in. He's got Knoll with him. Knoll scores! Jack Knoll off a beautiful feed from Tommy McDonald, and it's now 5-1 Hoosiers.
Beautiful play by Tommy McDonald. Sent it right across, and Jack Knoll knew exactly where to put it.
And I didn't know for sure if Tommy McDonald was going to see Knoll coming in because McDonald was a little far out in front. But he left it off for Jack Knoll, who picks up goal number 5 on the year.
The defenseman in between them didn't even know what was going on.
And it's Jack Knoll's 21st birthday today, and he gets a birthday goal to celebrate. You know he's going to have some fun after the game as well.
Absolutely, nothing better.
25 seconds to go in the second period. Indiana has increased their lead to 4. Jack Knoll getting his 5th of the season moments ago. Big hit along the glass there as it's flipped up. A battle for the puck out in front, and Denison is able to come out with it. Cesarski plays the puck in. Simino on the attack. He shoots, and that'll do it for the end of the period. Indiana puts up 4. They give up 1. Thus, they have a 4-goal lead. And Kelsey, a lot of the stuff that we saw in the second was similar to the first. But Indiana able to put on a good rush once again. The energy is high, and it looks like they're going to have plenty of juice left for the third as well.
Absolutely. Their offense really, really picked up in this period, and the scoreboard definitely shows it.
And the officials today, we've seen them hesitate to make calls, especially on hits up against the boards, but, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes as they skate slowly to the locker room. But Indiana's done a good job of staying resilient, especially number 13, Tommy McDonald.
For sure. And honestly, I think you'd rather have refs that aren't necessarily calling every hit, because when they are, it's just stop, 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 stop. And now the Hoosiers are getting a chance to really play through these periods and get pucks on net.
We're going to take a quick break here, and then Kelsey and I will have the second intermission show momentarily, so don't go anywhere. You've been watching Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. I'm Kelsey Dennehy here with Garrett Drake. We just wrapped up a pretty interesting second period. Indiana's up 5-1. We have 4 different Hoosiers who put in goals. Kissel, Jeremy, Jack Knoll on his 21st birthday, and Will Kicker on a shot that nobody saw coming, and it just popped right in. What are your takeaways from this period, Garrett?
Yeah, well, Will Kicker was able to put his shot in from about as far away as you can from the corner of the blue line, and Indiana started getting a lot more bounces to go their way with the rebounds and such, and a beautiful pass from Tommy McDonald to find Jack Knoll. That was Knoll's goal, and that was a great pass that found its way through, and really things stayed mostly the same from what we saw in the first, but they just started to get some bounces go their way.
Absolutely. Indiana absolutely dominated in shots on net, 31-12, and we'll likely see that continue in the third period. Something that did start to come up a little bit in the second was the physicality. Denison started to bring the heat a little bit, and we did see a couple matching penalties, one from Chambers right after a goal. What do you foresee happening in the third period?
Yeah, they got a couple guys for roughing, but really these refs have been letting them play for the most part. We've seen pushing and shoving after the whistle numerous times, and I would only expect the physicality to pick up, as Denison's probably a little mad at the 5-1 deficit right now.
For sure. So right now we've got Jack Kissel on a hat trick watch. Indiana Hoosiers up 5-1 on the Denison Big Red. Thank you so much for watching this intermission report. I'm Kelsey Dennehy with Garrett Drake, and you're watching the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.
"40 minutes down and 20 minutes back up on the big board here at the Frank Southern Ice Arena. One final period to decide this opening night game in a 2-game series between Indiana University and the Denison Big Red. Sam Weixler back on the call alongside Garrett Drake, who did an excellent job alongside Kelsey Dennehy in that intermission show. 5-1 the score. Indiana piling it on in that middle frame. 4 goals. Jack Kissel had the opening goal in the first period. He had a second one in the middle alongside Will Jeremy, who threaded it home. Jack Knoll had one the day after his 21st birthday. And the other goal scored by Will Kicker. That goal by Jeremy means he retains the team lead in goals with 15 now and has 28 points, just on top of Jack Kissel's 27. Those two guys have been neck and neck in the points climb all season, G. And I think it's no surprise that both of them managed to get on the score sheet this early.
Yeah, Kissel's been flying around all season, and he just seems to always be in the right spot. I talked about I talked to him last week before the Bowling Green series, and he credits most of his goals to his teammates and just being in the right place at the right time. So it's been a good streak of fortune for Kissel this season.
Shots on goal in that middle frame, 31-12 in favor of Indiana. And the Hoosiers winning the face-off battle as well, 12-4. That's a big gap in between winning and losing face-offs, and a lot of that is due to Adam Offenbach, who seems to be stepping into the draw the most frequently of anybody in a red sweater.
And we've seen that all season long. The only team that really came close to competing with Indiana on face-offs was Miami of Ohio, and I don't really think that needs any further explanation.
Miami of Ohio still unbeaten in TSCHL play. In fact, the only losses they have this season are to Florida Gulf Coast University, who are a wagon and a dynasty. They're essentially the Alabama football of D2 hockey right now. A couple national championships over a 4-year period, and nobody wants to tangle with them. Garrett, I also wanted to mention that this is the first Indiana hockey broadcast I've gotten to call these guys Hoosiers, as the Indiana University Licensing and Branding Department finally approved the uses for apparel and gear and all kinds of stuff. Indiana in red sweaters from right to left. McCaskey still in the cage. For the Denison Big Red, trailing by 4. Still Svensson. Here's Krush, feeds backside to Kenyon. It rolls off of his stick and back into the corner. Point blank just off the iron and up into the ceiling to stop play. We only get 25 seconds off the clock at the start of this final frame.
Chambers tried to flip that one on net, and it was just a bit high, 30 feet high, but we're ready for reset here.
Garrett, word on the street is we might even have some extra jerseys and team pucks for sale. You'll have to check Hockey at IU on Twitter and Instagram to stay up to date on all things Indiana hockey. Next weekend, the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League tournament will be taking place. And Garrett, I think we're allowed to announce now we've been chosen to broadcast all 5 to 7 games of that tournament. Exciting opportunity, and we want to thank Commissioner Driscoll for giving us that opportunity. Chambers weaves around the near side circle as the puck pops into the air. Glove down toward Canelos. He grabs it, but over toward Goody. Lines up a shot, backside. Krush whacking at it, goes under his legs, and he can't quite hold on. Into Chambers, the far side corner. Krush looking for an option to the feed. Now rims it around. Goody punches it back to Krush behind the cage. Thinking about a wraparound, still holding his own. And Indiana can't quite hold on to that blue line as Kicker circles the wagons and reloads here at center ice. Another big hit as Brandenburg goes down hard, looks to be grabbing his right knee as he is lumbering to the bench rather. Here comes McDaniel through a hip check and grabs the puck. At the slot, shoots right into the belly of Denison netminder Josh Svensson. Stopping play at 18.5 to go here in the third.
And Sam, you mentioned how we're going to be doing the T tournament, and it's always different from a broadcaster's perspective when you're broadcasting a game where the team that you work for, the team that you cover, is not participating in it. I did it a little bit with the Big Ten Network earlier this year, but really it's a lot different to prepare when you have no interest in the game.
Well, we will have an interview with Commissioner Tim Driscoll at some point. Stay tuned into their social media for the league as well to keep an eye on that. Pushed in front of the cage, McCaskey watches it sail high over his head, a rainbow of a shot. And now Null's got an odd man rush, 2-on-1. Null feeds it backside. McDonald shoots. He scores! Null on the backside of the play is on all fours, and his bucket has come flying off. He is slow to get up, but nonetheless, he gets the first assist, and it's 6-1 Indiana as Tommy McDonald fires it top shelf past Svensson.
I didn't quite see what happened to Noel on that one, but the officials were quick to blow their whistle, and Noel was missing his lid, sprawled out on the ice. He appears to be okay, however.
Tommy McDonald signaling that it is a good goal. He wants it to count more than anybody. T-Max got his 13th of the season, but now it's waved off.
And I was about to say, Sam, it seemed like the official blew the whistle before they put that puck in.
Well, Garrett, I grew up playing travel soccer in central Indiana, and in soccer that would have been called advantage. The referee puts both of his arms up in a V and you just keep playing until something else ridiculous happens. And one would think that that should have been turned into a delayed call. Nonetheless, the referees wave everything off. Tommy McDonald still stuck at 12 goals for the season, and the face-off in front of Denison's bench pushed all the way across into the Indiana end zone. 17:50 to go, 5-1 now the score as Indiana gets one stripped from the record. Glove down as Lempia goes onto his wallet, scooped up by Jeremy in the near corner. A big body check from Dwayne, and the puck circles around again to the near corner. Playing away, there's Goldman threading to the far side. Holman, his shot goes over the bar. McCaskey doesn't make much of a save. Digging in the near corner, Holman spins around, turns tail, and pushes along the blue line. Loses it under his skate for a moment. And the puck wobbles free right in front of McCaskey. He puts his leg in front of it and stands his ground. Denison gets a change as they've got Indiana pinned deep in their own side. Another shot, McCaskey paddles it away, and it rebounds all the way to the glass on the far corner. We've played 3 minutes. Instead of one goal being scored, no goals so far in this frame. Quick shot from the near side, glances off the boards, and back out of play. Indiana gets a quick change.
And Sam, I was just about to say, it's been a while since McCaskey had gotten tested, but they got a couple shots on him there.
Stretch pass all the way across to Cade Kenyon. Thought he won the race, but evidently not. And there's a bottle, it appears, belonging to Josh Svensson on the ice that may have caused some issues as well.
I was trying to figure out what that was. Usually the Gatorade bottles are green, but maybe he went Powerade. He's a Powerade guy.
Well, we mentioned it once before. We'll mention it again. The Denison Big Red are without the services of defenseman Oliver Gignot. 32 points this season and has almost double the personal totals of anybody on this Big Red team. Slap shot goes straight into the glove of McCaskey from Trevor Seitz, the junior from Upper Arlington, Ohio. And stopping play at 16.5 to go here in period number 3. Whistle's been blown, and now some discussion among the linesmen and referees. Garrett, I'm still not sure what's happening out there quite.
Denison made a change.
And they had 6 guys on the face off to the glove side of Brendan McCaskey, the Indiana netminder, who's played well so far in his second weekend in a row in between the pipes. One Denison man gets caught in the cage like an animal in the jungle getting trapped. But the puck forced free all the way to the near corner. Vladislav Krush slides in to glance it up off the glass. To Chambers on a rush near side. Feeds it across, threading it all the way to Kenyon's stick, but he couldn't quite get there. Chambers watches the puck wobble back down to his stick as Indiana gets a quick change. Defensive change, that is. Chambers weaving around on the near side. Scooped up by Trevor Seitz, who cedes possession directly back to Krush on the near boards.
On that last play, Dementova looked like he was playing charades, and the word was hockey puck, Sam.
Fed all the way across. Kicker lines one up, shoots it straight into the Denison script logo on the front of Svensson's chest.
I mean, he was completely in there, behind McCaskey.
He was all kinds of tangled up back there, Garrett. 15:37 to go in the final frame of action. 5-1 the score, Indiana on top of Denison here at the Frank on senior night. DiLorenzo tries to fire a shot through from the slot. Michele comes around, going backside. Nobody able to get their stick on it except for a Denison defenseman who pokes it into the neutral zone. Now we're going to have a whistle from the linesman who may have signaled offside on this near dot.
And the officials were letting everything go the first couple periods, but they seem to have tightened up the ship a little bit here in the third.
Face off, just a stick length outside of Denison's zone. Won by Indiana. They retreat, but Denison steals it back in front of their own bench. Brandenburg jabbing at it right in front of the Denison crew and coach Jeff German in his 7th season. Swinging around is Sherman. His pass goes all the way into the center circle where it gets manipulated over toward Will Kicker's stick. Puck roulette wheels into the corner and back toward Kicker as he takes a pass. Clears the blue line, gives it to D'Lo. His shot through traffic, backside, second chance no good. Into the near corner. poked up, and Michelli gloves it back down to his own stick. McKay circles around, sidesteps one defenseman, dipsy-doos, leaves it to D'Lo. He feeds back to McKay on the sharp angle, trying to find somebody at the backside as Denison punches the puck off the glass so they can get a quick change.
Indiana with another loose puck right down in the crease. They just need somebody there to tap it in.
Indiana getting 5 new on the ice. Jack Null back on as well. Humphreys chasing the puck down behind the Indiana cage, but it's whisked all the way across the red line. Here comes McDonald with Null again. McDonald thinks about it, shoots, fakes, fires, it's into the chest and back out. Svensson couldn't hold on to the rebound. Now McDonald finds the puck again, threading it through toward McDonald. Pardon me, that was McDaniels over on the slot as Indiana gets another change. A lot of quick changes here in the third for Indiana. McDonald again moves it. Here comes Barnett with a shot. Into traffic, deflection, and held captive by Svensson to stop clock at 13 and 42 remaining here in the third.
Denison picking the tempo up a little bit here in the third. Something we could have expected from a team down 5-1, but they've done a good job so far.
Rush headed the other way. A little bit of incidental contact. Podesta goes down onto his shin protectors. Kissel knocks the puck over toward Cesarski, his captain, who swings it right in front of the Indiana bench. To Justin Rink. Yes, that's his last name, Justin Rink. Playing it forward for Denison. They can't hold on to the blue line, and traffic piles up for Indiana and Denison as a whistle is blown with 13 and 11 seconds to go. We'll have to wait for the signal and a very dramatic tripping call from the official on the near side, Garrett. Some theatrics here in front of the home crowd.
Yeah, the students are getting into it here. Denison knew they were going to hear an earful when they heard it was senior night, no question about it, and it's only going to get louder tomorrow with the sorority girls coming.
Well, heading to the box for the Big Red is freshman defenseman Pangiotis Canelos from Winnetka, Illinois. 18 penalty minutes on the season, so that'll be +2 to the total. Draw on the Denison side of action, won by the Big Red, and they fired all the way across. 2-minute minor up. Indiana on the attack with an extra man. Just under 30% this season when they've got a man advantage. Kenyon weaves around, leaves it. Kissel shoots near side, kicked away off a body. On the penalty kill, the Big Red struggling this season, only 80% or so. McKay tangling around with Ethan Whip in his own side as Cesarski lines up to start the attack. Moving the wide receivers around, it looks like he's doing audible signals with his hands like Peyton Manning used to do, Garrett.
Omaha.
Puck flung all the way across, and Indiana cannot enter the blue line. 69 seconds left on this power play for the Hoosiers as Kissel gets muscled off the puck. Quick sonk in their own zone. Denison can't clear it, finally do. And McCaskey dumps it off for his defenseman to take free. Now to Jeremy, who's got all kinds of steam on the far side. Weaving in, right circle, holds onto it. Dishes down to McDonald down low. He moves through the slot, through traffic, trying to find Jeremy on a give and go on the backside, but to no avail. Goodfellow chases down a man and lays a huge hit on Humphreys. What a hip check on the far side. The Indiana crowd is pumped. DiLorenzo rushes in, leaves it for Jeremy. Left dot, feeds it to the backside before it's whacked away. And under 30 seconds to go on this power play, as Denison has done well to kill it off so far. This time it was Goodfellow starting to quarterback the offense. A pass the width of the neutral zone to DiLorenzo, working the outside circle to Jeremy at the left point. He thinks about it, keeps his eyes up. A shot through traffic, backside, off the back of the cage, and over toward the near glass. Jeremy has to retreat, and that's how the penalty ends. Indiana gets a shot or two off, but can't put anything in the back of the net. 11 minutes to go here in the third. Krush to sharp shot. He scores! Vladislav Krush on senior night nonetheless. gets goal number 13 of the season. And he's been the other guy as well in that points race on this Indiana team. He is not going down without a fight. 6-1 the score here at the Frank. Indiana on top of Denison with a tick under 11 minutes to play.
Vlad, the first senior to put one in the back of the net here tonight, and you got to feel happy for him because he's really had opportunities all day to get a goal, and he finally gets a break there.
Denison chasing it down into their own end. That's Captain Ben Sherman, the senior from Naples, Florida. Garrett, you don't often see guys coming out of Florida for hockey. Here's McDonald weaving through, thinks about it, holds, shoots, backside scores! Adam Offenbach! After a drought the size of the Sahara Desert, gets his first goal of the 2022 season. Offie, have a day, kid. This one's for you. His first goal since before the pandemic and before the season last year got canceled. The junior, Adam Offenbach, throwing his hands into the air and celebrating wildly. We talked to his parents before this game. We talked to his older brother, Adam, I believe. His older brother, yes, on last weekend's trip. And they talked about Adam changing his skate color laces. These two games that he's played are the first he's ever played without neon yellow laces.
Yeah, he had the Ovechkin-style yellow, as you mentioned, but now he's going back to generic white, and it's working for him, clearly.
What more can you say? You know how bad Offie wanted that. It's been weighing on his mind all season, getting hugs from T-Mac and company. Offie, the junior from Buffalo Grove, Illinois. We know how good he is in the face-off circle. We know how good his hands are. And finally, he puts the biscuit in the basket. 7-1, Indiana on top of Denison on senior night. Just a quick reminder, we do have the Breast Cancer Awareness Sorority Charity event. That's tomorrow at 3 p.m. against these same two clubs. Garrett, that must be a huge weight off of Offie's back going into the postseason.
There's no question. Anytime you're looking at a bagel in the goal column, especially when you're a guy who's used to scoring like Adam Offenbach is, you know he was thinking about it every single opportunity he got, and now he doesn't have to think so much anymore.
His parents said to us that when he was 12, he scored 100 goals in a single season once. Garrett, I can barely count that high. 10.5 to go here in the final frame. Indiana has a touchdown and just a single tally for the Denison Big Red. Jeremy lunges at the puck and pushes it free. Back in front of McCaskey. He holds his ground on the near corner. Pushing his body up against the post, and the puck flies free into the near corner. Careened by Tommy Wraith. He eventually wiggles out of that, shoots, passes to the backside, and now Indiana's got an odd man rush. McDaniel didn't have eyes in the back of his head enough to see the puck, and Denison again takes possession. Yavari pushes to the backside over to the stick of Ethan Whip. The puck smacks into the HVAC system above the ice, and the clock stops at 9:42 in the third. 7-1 the score. Indiana on top of Denison.
And Sam, fortunately for us sportscasters, you could still make it pretty far, even if you didn't know how to count. As long as you had a calculator nearby.
Thankfully, the numbers are already in front of us. Face off to the stick side of McCaskey. Indiana in their own zone. Play it through the end zone, and McDaniel whacks it forward. Here's Jeremy at the near side on a rush. Weaves, shoots off a body, and recovered by Podesta in the corner. He again gets his pocket picked. To Cesarski, trying to line up another slapper from the blue line. He instead has to go do physical battle, a hand-to-hand combat, and loses this time. Now Canelos rushing in. He tangles around with McDaniel, who is still goalless as well this season. In the near side corner, high over the head of Jeremy as Krusch yanks it away. 2-on-2 rush. Krusch by himself now as Kistel trails into the corner. Vlad turns around. Still pushing the puck by himself. A give and go to Kissel ends up back in Vlad's toes. And now Denison headed the other way. It's Holman who receives a big body check from McKay, and Timmons takes over. drawing a semicircle and poking the puck against the glass to himself. Immediately stolen by Salerno, who steps in front.
Indiana not backing down, up 7-1 here. They're still trying to pile it on.
Timmons blew a tire at the blue line and couldn't quite enter the zone as he wanted. So Denison holding in the near corner. Easy turnover, Krush shoots and it goes into Kenyon Skateblade. Now on a rush, it's Holman again being harassed from behind by Goodfellow, and Chambers moves in, scooping it out of the air with his hand. Kicked over to Krush, who fires it into the far side corner. Indiana gets a change, and Denison will finish theirs. Under 8 to go. A long, optimistic shot at best from Goodfellow from the near point is easily corralled by Denison's Josh Svedson to stop play with just under 8 minutes to go, Garrett. 7-1 the score. Indiana holding firm.
Svedson's had flashes of good play today, but it's just difficult when you face as many shots as he has.
Indiana wins the draw, but immediately cedes possession. Here comes Tommy Wraith rushing in. He's got some speed, but gets it kicked away from the toe of his stick. And Brandenburg pushes it to a line mate in the far side. A shot coming off the stick of Ben Farrell. One of those transfers we talked about from the state of Connecticut. Another centering pass over toward the stick of Yavari. His shot goes wide. McCaskey thankfully hasn't had to make too many legitimate 5-alarm saves. DiLorenzo touched up, and it had his leg and his entire skate boot behind the blue line, but the linesman decided to stop play, so 7:20 on the clock.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure about that one, and I don't think D'Lo was either. He knew where his foot was.
Well, Garrett, sometimes when it comes to mid-game stats, we got to play a game of telephone. We've got Jack O'Flaherty, who's out for the season with a broken wrist, telling Kelsey Dennehy and relaying to me that the shots on goal are 8-3 so far here in the third. Puck slides all the way back to Barnett, who feeds Cesarski on the near side. McDonald absorbs a big shot, and back to Cesarski the puck goes. Smacks off the yellow part of the boards and onto the near side where McDonald cruises around, skates in a circle, and carrying the puck out of trouble this time. He's got some confidence and some swagger, jumps over a man, my goodness. Back behind the cage, thinks about it, a wraparound, jam job just past the post. Null still on it, feeds to McKay. Looking for a shot, dances around, backside to Timmons. He lines up a wrister, caught him high, Svedson, that is. Looked like he almost took that straight to the jaw, but he's able to hold on to it with 6:30 remaining in the third. Indiana still up by 6.
McDonald looked like he was inline skating right there. That was some serious speed.
Draw won cleanly by Indiana. Now pushed toward the backside where McDaniel swings his stick at the puck unsuccessfully. Near side as McKay gets dumped. Another big hit, and Humphreys pushing his man around. Shot gets gloved just above the ice, and McCaskey makes the save at 6:09 to go here in the third. Shots on goal 10-4, says Jofa. And in the first period, Indiana outshot Denison 19-4. Indiana wins the draw, but immediately give the puck right back. Jeremy has to muscle a man off the puck and gives it to Kicker, laying it right back to him. He moves through the high slot, whizzes past the defense, shoots, and it gets kicked back right to his stick. Feeds it down low. That's Simino trying a quick one-timer. McDaniel now chases the puck in the corner as Podesta moves in and Humphrey steals it away. Change for Denison and change for Indiana as well. Under 6 to play. Kicker, who's already got a goal tonight, rushing in. Quick feed in the front. Chambers thinks about it, tries to go no look between the legs and is unsuccessful. At the moment, the only man on hat trick watch is Jack Kissel, but that could change. Here's Vladislav Cruz. Shoots. He scores! Another one from Vladislav Cruz. A blistering shot that goes near side, right under the arm, It's 8-1, and Vladislav Krush has his 14th of the season.
Well, I think it's safe to say it changed.
Garrett, I'm no history expert, but I think they're playing the old USSR's national anthem. The boys over on the far side, it looks like Fallon and the rest of the healthy scratches, Kyle Brennan, are having some fun with the music. Got to hand it to him. That one was clever. 5 and change to play. Fed right in front. Glances off of Svedsen's stick and back under McDaniel. He flings his leg at it, trying to hold on to it. And Barnett gets bounced off the ice, letting Cesarski go into the corner and do the dirty work. Skis peels the puck off the boards. And now a quick centering pass right in front of the cage. McCaskey did not have a line of sight on it. Michelli dispossessed. Now to Wraith. He shoots, goes top shelf, and it's gloved by McCaskey to halt play at 4:41.
I'm starting to believe in the announcer's jinx, Sam. You said Kissel was the only one on hat trick watch, but that could change. A second later, the puck's in the back of the net, and Krush has 2 goals on the day as well. I mean, it just happens way too much, you know?
We're making a habit of it this season, aren't we, Garrett? Draw one in Indiana's side. Null nearly took one in the face, but it glanced off a Denison man first. Wrapped into the corner, and McKay turns tail right behind the cage. Plays it forward to Null as Offenbach gets dropped onto his backside. Quickly back up as Timmons again loses his edge. Better check those skate blades, Garrett.
We've seen a few players slip and slide today, but I was also going to mention this is the fastest I've seen Indiana skate in quite some time.
4:20 to go. McKay on the near side. Gives it back to McDonald, who's been whizzing around. Null doesn't see the layoff into the far corner, now has to chase it. He tries to lay a big hit and just missed, but still fights for the puck. McDonald weaving around. Gets it poked off of his stick. Another shot. Bouncing after the kick away by Svedsen. Indiana changes as Null heads to the bench. And icing called as the Big Red threw it all the way across to stop play at under 4 to go. That's 3:42 on the big board.
And Sam, one final note here. Today we truly got to see, and the last game against Bowling Green as well, but we truly got to see just how effective Tommy McDonald is when he stays on the ice. He is a big factor to this team.
A shovel shot in front, and Barry McDaniel has his first goal of the season. The 9th goal of the game, and the senior from Avon, Indiana, gets the job done. Goal scored by Barrett McDaniel as he goes sideways through the handshake line. And Garrett, we've got a night of firsts on the final home night of the season.
And on senior night, McDaniel able to get one.
Final night of the year at home at the Frank. Tomorrow's action is a matinee, 3 p.m. Different time, same place. Garrett, I seem to recall an old NHL commercial where they showed Alex Ovechkin scoring 9 and calling it an Ovech trick. Do you recall that?
I do, and Sam, I don't know how many goals Barrett McDaniel scored in his first season with the club, but that's got to be his first goal in quite some time.
Well, Indiana's up 9-1. Here's Kissel, who we mentioned is on hat trick watch alongside Krush. And with just over 3 minutes to go, could we see somebody fire one home again? Stretch pass all the way to Kenyon. He loses it just off the edge of his stick.
He would have been gone free as well.
Svedsen came out of his crease like Manuel Neuer, the soccer goalie, playing it way out of his own area. Krush into the corner, pushing a man around, loses it under his skate, and gets spun around as Canelos flicks it free. Back into the near side corner, 2.5 to go. Indiana changes. Denison getting some fresh guys out as well. Popped up into the ceiling, and it glances off a light fixture. So play will come to a grinding halt with 2:32 in the third. Cade Kenyon, the senior team president and one of the alternate captains, had a hat trick against Michigan and had a 5-game point streak going into last weekend. Unfortunately, did not manage to get on the score sheet in every game, so that came to a close. DiLorenzo shoots, kicked away, right pillow save. Another good save by Svedsen. He gloved it high in the top shelf, and that is a highway robbery, Garrett.
And Cade Kenyon's impact this season has proven to go far beyond the score sheet. He is always in charge of planning events for the team, etc., serving as the president, and he's done a great job of that.
McDaniel tries to jam it home, can't do so. McKay rushing into the corner, feeds it as Michelli tries to pop it back into the air. Podesta glides onto the puck, but it's Timmons who reaches first. A backhanded pass doesn't reach its intended target, and McKay spins around. Another wobbling puck rolling end over end across the center line. Under 120 seconds remaining. Brandenburg gets pushed up against the glass, and one big red player in the slot takes a spill. DiLorenzo pulls it free behind the cage. Getting pushed around, finally knocked away off the stick. That is Trevor Seitz pushing it free. He's got a little run up on his own. Indiana changing. They've got fresh legs out. A shot. McCaskey pokes the puck free and up into the netting, it appeared, but the glass may have caught it at the last moment. Puck still live. Now to Holman, who can't corral it. And here comes kicker to D'Lo. To McDonald, it rolls off the edge of his stick. Another centering pass. Backside kicker. Tries to shoot it backside. And again to DiLorenzo. 69 seconds remaining. Kicker, a wrister. Bounces just past the goal line and back away. Salerno saved it from certain death. Holman, the captain, again, a long shot. Thwarted by the netminder McCaskey for Indiana. On the front of the cage, Humphrey shoots it off the wood. Again behind the cage, into the trapezoid. Kicker plays it free. And a 9-iron back to Kicker, who then feeds to Kenyon. McDonald on the far side. Kenyon shoots it, looking for a deflection. None came. 30 seconds to go. Barnett tries to get his first goal of the season unsuccessfully. Shot right in front. Indiana still on the attack, but Denison manages to force a slowdown. Here's Jeremy weaving around. He shoots backside. Kenyon scores! Double digits for the Hoosiers on senior night. There's Cade Kenyon. All three seniors for Indiana put their name in the score sheet, in the scoring column, that is. And so with 19 seconds to go, it is 10-1. Indiana, a dominating night here at the Frank.
And every senior gets on the board here on senior night. It couldn't have gone any better. Couldn't have wrote a better script for this to end.
The lone goal given up by McCaskey came in the second period, as he cradles it and gives it to Barnett. D-to-D pass as Cesarski flings it free. Near side to Kissel, who's got 2 goals already tonight. He roulette wheels it with 5 seconds remaining. And that's how things come to a close. After 60 minutes of fast-paced, high-flying action, the Indiana Hoosiers put a tally in the win column. Final score 10-1. Garrett, we saw an incredible performance, probably the most complete performance we've seen so far this year from Indiana. And I think the home crowd could not be more thrilled.
There's no question. Anytime we get a good crowd out here, these boys are always ready to play. They know how big of a game today was. And to get the win for the 3 seniors, to get each of them a goal, Krush with 2, it was truly perfect. And it only makes me that much more excited for tomorrow, Sam.
Indiana got help from the usual suspects and a few friendly faces as well that don't always score. Barrett McDaniel gets his first of the season. Adam Offenbach gets his first of the season. And long story short, every senior for Indiana put the biscuit in the basket. We'll send it to a quick break as Indiana does the stick salutes at center ice on senior night, alongside Garrett Drake and Kelsey Dennehy, who will have the post-game show momentarily. I've been Sam Weixler, saying so long and good night. Drive home safely from the Frank. 10-1, Indiana puts a tally in the win column.
Welcome back to the post-game show for club ice hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. I'm Kelsey Dennehy here with Garrett Drake, and the Hoosiers took home a big win against the Denison Big Red tonight, 10-1. We have a lot of names to go through who put up big goals on the scoreboard. Vladislav Krush, who put one home in the second period and then decided that one was not enough and took another one in the third. We have Jack Kissel with 2. And Adam Offenbach with his first since before the pandemic. It went crazy in here when we scored. Everybody was just so excited. He was so excited.
Same thing with Barrett McDaniel as well.
Absolutely. Barrett McDaniel, one of all 3 seniors who scored tonight. Cade Kenyon as well. And obviously Vladislav Krush. Garrett, give us the breakdown on the game tonight.
It was fast-paced from the beginning. I mentioned in the broadcast, this is the fastest I've seen Indiana skate in quite some time. And Denison tried to match it for a little bit, but eventually they just ran out of gas, and Indiana was able to pile it on in the third. And really what the game came down to was ability to avoid the rush, which Denison couldn't, and their goalie had a tough time having to stop shots all night. He ended up letting in 10, but I think he faced close to 70. I don't know if you have the final total, but shout out Brennan McCaskey, though. He came in, he was ready, didn't know he was going to play today. Only gave up 1 goal, and really it was an unfortunate bounce. He could have had a shutout in this one.
It was a great game for sure. So what are we looking for into tomorrow's game?
Well, tomorrow, first of all, we want to mention that it is a breast cancer awareness game, and the Zeta Tau Alpha sorority is collaborating with Indiana Hockey, so shout out to them, and make sure you guys show out. It's going to be a good one. You saw what happened today, and I would expect a lot of the same for tomorrow.
Absolutely. $10 for tickets at the door. Really, it's a great cause, breast cancer awareness, and the boys are going to be repping some really cool looking sweaters in honor. So we will see you guys tomorrow at Frank Southern Ice Arena, 3:20 p.m. puck drop. I'm Kelsey Dennehy. This is Garrett Drake. This is Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. Thank you for tuning in.